Dūrātus, it's push-up time. So to get started, we're gonna go with the setup first. We've got our hands are just outside shoulder width, okay? Feet are at a comfortable width away from each other, so we're either going hip to shoulder width. We don't wanna go much wider than shoulder. If you like your feet close together, you can make them close together as well. And then we're looking for a nice neutral spine. So how we're gonna find that neutral spine, we're gonna do a couple things. I'm gonna gaze 5 to 10 feet in front of me. I want to be looking up towards the sky or down towards the ground. I want to keep that spine nice and neutral. Think about almost a string pulling the crown of your head straight forward. And then we're going to tuck our ribs and our pelvis in a little bit. So what that means is when we get in that push-up position, we don't want to be arched like this, putting a lot of pressure on that lower back. We're going to tuck our ribs, tuck our pelvis a little bit so that back comes into a nice neutral state. That's the setup, so it'll look like this. Hands about shoulder width, outside, just outside, feet, nice comfortable position, elbows are extended. I'm looking at 5 to 10 feet forward, that string's pulling my head and I've got my ribs and my pelvis tucked here. From there, we're gonna go into the execution. What the execution is, it's gonna be a bend of the elbow here, chest is gonna go down and slightly forward. I wanna keep my elbow stacked over my wrist. Another way to think about this is we wanna keep that forearm nice and vertical the entire time. So we don't want those elbows flaring out towards the side or coming in towards the middle. So for the execution, on the way down, it'll look like this. Got that nice neutral position. I'm gonna bend my elbows, chest is gonna come forward, touch my chest to the ground, and I'm gonna reverse the motion. So all the way up, till those elbows are fully extended. I'll do another rep. Touch my chest, and then I'm not gonna warm up. I'm gonna only move through my elbow, my shoulder. So I don't wanna be pushing my hips into the ground at all during that push up there. Now, if that is too challenging, we don't wanna go to our knees. The reason we don't wanna go to our knees is we wanna use this push up as a way to challenge our stability in our core a little bit, and strengthen the entire system that we're working, which is your entire body. So instead of going to your knees in this, what I'd rather have you do is go to an elevated surface. This is a bar on a squat rack, obviously. If you have a table, if you've got a bed, 2 chairs, whatever, you can do this, but we're gonna set up in the same nice neutral position. I'm gonna look slightly forward. My chest is gonna go down and slightly forward of that object that I'm pressing off of, and I'm gonna come right back up until my elbows are fully extended. If this is not an ideal situation, if your table isn't strong enough to hold you, you can reduce the range of motion. We can get a couple books, something 2 to 4 inches tall, and we can go into that push-up position again. We're gonna go all the way down until that chest touches that object, and we're gonna press right back up. Now, if we need to scale this up, we can do it in a couple things. Number one, we can weight the movement. So if you've got a weight vest or you got a buddy that wants to put some weights on your back and stabilize, you can do that. We can increase the range of motion. So again, if you have some books, if you've got 3 chairs, you can put your hands on 2, your feet on 1. In the back, I'm just gonna use these dumbbells, and I'm gonna do the same push-up until my chest touches the ground, and then it comes all the way back up. The third and final way we can challenge this is by increasing some stability. Now, I would recommend that unless you are an Isaac Say of push-ups, if you can bust out 20, 30 in a row, this is an option for you. If you're kind of in that 20 range, I would not recommend this just yet, but what we're gonna do, we're gonna take 2 dumbbells like this, put them vertical, or if you have kettlebells, you can hold on to the handles, and you're gonna do the same push-up position, now on an unstable surface, for those reps. Ask questions if you have them. Post your videos to Instagram if you've got some good ideas on how to load it, and we'll see you soon.